Good morning, mathematicians. Today is Monday, April 20th, 2020. We will start our lesson in time to the hour using the analog clock. Lesson objective: I can tell and write time to the hour using an analog clock. Before we get started, let's go ahead and do a warm-up. You will have 60 seconds to write true or false under each expression. Ready? Begin. Ten seconds left. And stop. All right, mathematicians, let's go ahead and check your work. Let's start with number 1. It says 26 take away 10 equals 15. Just by looking at it, I know that the number that is going to be changing is not the ones, but the tens. So that means that 26 take away 10 equals 16. Therefore, that problem is false. Let's look at number 2. Number 2 says that 8 plus 2 equals 7. I know that is false because I know that 8 plus 2 equals 10. So that is false. Let's look at number 3. So remember, first we have to look at one side of the equal sign. So I know that 8 plus 2 equals 10. So let me see, what does 5 plus 5 equal? It equals 10 too. Therefore, 8 plus 2 equals 5 plus 5 is true. For number 4, it says 6 equals 3 plus 3. That is true. Okay. We're still warming up. So look at the picture of the frogs. Go ahead and what is the total number of frogs? Then tell me how many groups of 10 and how many ones. Okay, I'll give you guys 30 seconds. Ready? Go. Three, two, one. Okay, so what is the total number of frogs? 16. How many groups of 10 are there? So I grouped them by tens. That is only one group of 10 and 6 ones. Right, we're going to watch this video in order to get started with our lesson.
Time to the hour. The clock has the numbers 1 to 12. The hour hand is shorter. It points to the hour. The minute hand is longer. It points to the minutes. The hour hand is on 3. It is 3 o'clock. Look at the clock. What time is it? The hour hand is on 9. The minute hand is on 12. The new hour starts on 12, so there are no minutes to count. It is 9 o'clock.
All right, after watching the video, I'm going to let you know that before we get started, if you go to your math book and you look at page 561, you will find a clock with two hands, a red hand and a blue hand, that you can cut out and use in order to solve the following problems. You could go ahead and pause the video and go get that ready, or you can watch the video, and when you're ready to work on your math book, you can go ahead and use the clock. Okay? Let's get started. So we just listened to a video that told us about telling time. I want you to look carefully at the clock that I have on the screen. What do we call the blue hand? The blue hand is called the minute hand. What is the red hand called? The red hand is called the hour hand. So when we're saying a clock, that means that the blue hand is pointing to the 12. The little hand, or the red hand, is the one that's telling us the hour. So if we look at the red hand, it's pointing to the 1, and the minute hand is pointing to the 12. When the minute hand points to the 12, we say o'clock. So what time is the clock showing? 1 o'clock. Let's go ahead and look at the following clocks. It says, the times that Laura goes to school and leaves school are shown on the clocks below. Write the times. Let's look at the first clock. The hour hand is pointing to what number? Remember, the hour hand is the red. So the red hand is pointing to the 8. So we're going to say it's 8. The hour is 8. And the minute hand is pointing to the 12. When it's pointing to the 12, we say it's o'clock, right? So I'm going to write 8. Then I'm going to write 2 dots or a colon. So in order to show a clock, I'm going to write 2 zeros. So the time is 8 o'clock. That's the time Laura gets to school. What time does Laura leave school? Look at the green clock. Where is the hour hand pointing? The hour hand is pointing to the 3. Where is the minute hand pointing to? It's pointing to the 12. So when it points to the 12, we read it as o'clock. Very good. So what time is it? Very good. 3 o'clock. Let's look at these clocks. Drew starts and finishes a hike at the times shown. Write the times. Let's look at the orange clock first. Where is the hour hand pointing? To the 2. Where is the minute hand pointing, or the blue hand? To the 12. So how would we write the time? What time is it? 2 o'clock. So I'm going to write 2 o'clock. Let's look at the green clock. Where is the hour hand pointing to? 7. Very good. Where is the minute hand pointing to? 12. So when it's pointing to 12, we say o'clock. So what is the time? 7 o'clock. Very good. Now, we want to know the hours Drew spent hiking. So how can we know the hours Drew spent hiking? We know that he started at 2 o'clock and we know that he finished at 7 o'clock. So what we can do is we can count from 2 to 7. So we would start at 2 o'clock and then we would go 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 7 o'clock, and we would stop. So how many hours was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many hours did Drew spend hiking? Drew spent 5 hours hiking. There are two kinds of clocks. This is an analog clock. The hour hand is shorter, it points to the hour. The minute hand is longer, it points to the minute. The clock is showing 3 o'clock because the hour hand is on the 3 and the minute hand is in the 12, right? So we say it's 3 o'clock. So an analog clock is any type of clock that has the two little hands moving around, like the one in the classroom. That is called an analog clock. Now let's solve this together. Go to your math book to page 590. So let's look at problem number 1, the green clock. Where is the hour hand pointing? Very good. The hour hand is pointing to the 9 and the minute hand is pointing to the 12. So we say it is 9 o'clock. All right, you have 15 seconds to solve problems 2, 3, and 4. Ready? Go. Three, two, one. All right, let's go ahead and check your works. Problem number 2, it is 2 o'clock. For problem number 3, the hour hand is pointing to the 11 and the minute hand is pointing to the 12, so I know it is 11 o'clock. For number 4, the hour hand is pointing to the 6 and the minute hand is pointing to the 12, so I know it's 6 o'clock. Okay. Before we move on, let's go ahead and have a little talk. Where are the hour hand and the minute hand when it is 4 o'clock? So think about it. When the clock says 4 o'clock, where are the hour hand and the minute hand? Okay. The hour hand is on the 4 and the minute hand is on the 12. And that would show us 4 o'clock. Excellent job, mathematicians. Now I want you to turn to page 592 in your math book, and we're going to solve problem 13 together. Let's go ahead and read the problem. Ready? Begin. Ava gets home at 3 o'clock. Evan gets home 1 hour later. What time does Evan get home? So we know that Ava gets home at 3 o'clock. We know that Evan gets home 1 hour later. Now the question is, what time does Evan get home? So I'm thinking 3 o'clock plus 1 more hour. So I'm thinking 3 plus 1 equals 4. So Avon gets home at 4 o'clock. Now we need to draw the hands in the clock. Where is my minute hand going to point to if it's a clock? And where is the hour hand going to point to if it's 4 o'clock? Okay, so the minute hand points to the 12. The hour hand is going to point to the 4. That way the clock shows 4 o'clock, the time that Avon gets home. Now this is located in the bottom part of your math book on page 592 as well. Now it says, Antonio tried to set the hands on his clock for 9 o'clock. Tell why Antonio is wrong. Make it right. So go ahead and look at the orange clock. Antonio said that it's showing 9 o'clock, but we know he is not correct. Why is he not correct? What did he do? What mistake did he make? Yeah, so he set the hour hand on the 9 instead of the 12, right? So the hour hand had to be pointing to the 9, and the minute hand, the blue hand, should be pointing to the 12. Nice job, mathematicians. Now that you have your math book, you're going to work on your own. I want you to go back to page 589. You're going to do all of page 589. You're going to keep working your way to page 594. You're going to stop where you see lesson 6. Okay, so that would be 594 is the last page you do. Now, when you finish all of your work, that's 589, 590, 591, 592, 593, 594. When you finish all of your work, you're going to ask an adult to check your work. And then you could just send me a message and let me know that, hey, Mrs. Villeda, I finished working on time to the hour on the analog clock. All right? I hope you had fun learning about the clock, and now you know how to tell time to the hour. Until next time, see you soon. Bye-bye.